give big shout out to him. I learned a lot from him with what he did with making the band into what I'm doing now. He freestyled a lot. Everything was like, okay, like the one part when if you go back to it, a lot of contestants was making it. Everybody was happy. Then all of a sudden, here go Diddy. Oh, they think they done made it. Send everybody the fuck home. Like, he really was spaz out like that. You never knew what to expect from him. You had to stay on your toes. The competitions was like, I want to say, like, I can't even explain how intense going through these rounds with Diddy was. Like, it was like, it's like living or dying. Like, it was just, it was amazing. But it was not organized at all. He freestyled along the way. But his creative mind got us to where, you know, the world knows us, you know?
Right. So we know, like, with these shows, of course, Diddy is the face of the show, but there's other people, and we on the show, like, we saw those people. We saw Allison. We saw some of the producers and whatnot, and we'll talk about Allison a little bit later. I'm curious to know, with you saying that it felt freestyled a lot, was the production company, like, were they taking care of y'all? Like, were y'all, like, eating, hydrating, sleeping, accommodations?
We were eating. We were getting allowance every 4 days. This is what people don't want to talk about. You know, Diddy did me dirty, but during the time, yes, we were eating. They paid for that. Every 4 days, we got an allowance. We had a roof over our head, and it was just basically go time. And when the business people were around, I'm not going to lie, they really was there for us, like telling us what to do, what not to do. And then I want to say, damn, you got me. I'm trying to keep this politically correct, but a lot of people are mad at Diddy when it was more people involved, like Viacom, you know.
Okay.
Who Diddy actually was doing it for. He was the face. So who got majority of the money? Viacom. Even Diddy got sued after making the band. So a lot of band members go after Diddy, lashing out. Oh my God. But if you read in the contract, it says as long as he got you signed, then he's obligated to. But after that, it was a wrap. But mainly you were signed to Viacom and Bad Boy. So people be forgetting about Viacom.
What part does Viacom play in the making the band?
Owning the name, owning, you know how the shows go, owning the name, owning the content. Basically, if the show is still going, then the band was still going. Different things like that. And you know, the residual cuts and different things like that we didn't know as kids that was going on. But anybody that's in this business, I always believe you got to give up a little to gain a bigger picture anyway. No matter what deal you come across, the first deals is always going to be what they say is shitty. If you don't mind me.
Oh no, baby, say what you want to say. It's fine.
You know, it's going to be shitty, but you got to know your business. It's about what you want to gain at the end. At the end, the way I feel, there's no way we could have paid for all that exposure.
Okay.
MTV put a lot of money. It was a worldwide television show. So when you think about it now, like people who want to get on Love and Hip Hop, and we was the first, you know, you want to get on Love and Hip Hop and get this exposure, it's the same thing. But back then it was really, really crazy. So it's not as like now where you can get hot on social media, become a personality and stuff like that. You had to really be discovered back then. And reality TV was new back then. So they was putting a lot of money into it back then.
And like, what's your feelings towards MTV and Viacom? Like you good with how they treated you?
Listen, man. I'm the person on the show that's like, let's get to the money because I know the business now. You know, I have my own publicity company, branding company, so I understand the business. I make content, I make films myself. So at the end of the day, yes, I would still do business with them. Of course, I know the backdrop, you know.
Right.
Yeah, definitely. I ain't got no ill will. I would still, you know what's so crazy? I would still do business with Diddy because you know that chapter is still open.
Okay. I being a nerd, I just like being nosy. I'd be liking to know. It'd be so many questions popping in my head.
I love you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. And so, of course, like I said earlier, they were showing a lot of like the Viacom execs, MTV execs. Well, it was really the MTV execs and producers. Just like a little side note, a lot of those people are now like senior executives over there at Viacom now.
I know.
And they're all like big top dogs. It was one Caucasian lady. She's like a big punching it now.
And look, I'm like this, knock, knock, knock. I'm making all this stuff on the streets. Come on. The Black and These rock star, everything that I've been through, making the band, to me, finally getting that plaque. I got 8 of them, Billboard plaques. Now, back then, the crazy part about it, I don't know about anybody else, but people didn't know we were Billboard artists back then. A lot of people like, well, Mysterious, how you a Billboard artist? For those who don't know, if you get on the album and it gets a Grammy, it gets a Billboard, do you become a Billboard artist? So shout out to Diddy for putting me on that album. You know, so back then, to have 8 Billboards, but I didn't know it. If I would have knew the things that I knew now, I would have cashed out a long time ago. You know, I'm about to get a royalty check from back then. Shout out to Bad Boy. Shout out to MTV.
Really?
Yes. Shout out to my lawyer. So I have no beef with him. I have no beef. No beef. Shout out to my lawyer. Yes, yes.
Okay, so this girl, you derailing my whole line of questions. Cause you just and now I want to know. So how did that come about? That you're telling me that you're about to get, because you were on the band album,
yeah,
which we'll get into later, about you coming in and Babs was mad and all this other stuff.
Yeah, we can talk about that too.
Right. But like now you're saying that you're gonna get a royalty check. Tell me how that happened. Like what's going on?
Okay, so this is the bomb thing. Well, the way the paperwork was made, you had to make a certain amount of basically like hit like 800,000 to $1 million have sold, and then you could start getting royalty checks and different things like that. Now I am the young lady, you know, broke the glass, wild out, and not to mention Harv. Shout out Harv. He called me after then like, why did you do that? Because nobody knows Diddy was going to give me a solo deal that night.
But that feels right though. I felt that.
I fucked up and spazzed out. Where they was like, yo, you never want to look like a liability in this business.
True.
So back then, you know, with spazzing now, people not really used to that. And, you know, Diddy kind of look like, hold up now, I don't want you tearing up my office if I do something. Something don't go your way, you know? So getting on the album at the time, I had a lawyer. But the lawyer that I had at that time, we got lost contact, and, you know, things start happening in mysterious life. You know, I went people, places, and things that we'll probably talk about. Mm-hmm. And eventually, you know, things started accumulating. I got a good lawyer now. He started digging. And I got a check.
Well, congratulations, Mysterious. That's what's up.
Thank you. And I want to put my money, not into bashing Diddy or anything. I want to, you know, do my life story. And I also want to put my money into myself, because a lot of times back then, people didn't know how to market me. That was another thing too, because I was so different. Mm-hmm. You know, I think they thought I wanted to stay in the baggy pants and stuff. No, I wanted to be like how Nicki and them is now, but I just got a rough voice. You know, mm-hmm. So they didn't know how to, you know, put that together and, you know, different things like that. So I want to show the world what, you know, they should have did back then.